back to the podcast. How are you doing? Is the volume good? I keep having feeling like the volume's going doing some weird stuff, but I hope the volume is good. You can count on me. But today we have a topic that I'm ready to get into it. So, without any further delay, let's get to the show. Welcome back to the See Through It podcast. I'm your host, Brian Sales. How you guys doing tonight? It's been about 2 weeks, a week. I don't know. It feels so long, but I definitely had to take a break, step back, and again, I know I just came off a long break. We ended season two, and then I jumped back into it in what, May? And with all this crazy stuff, it's only so much you can digest and before it corrupts you. We're gonna have a whole show on that later this week, so stay tuned for some episodes that's gonna be rolling out. A lot to say, but tonight's subject, as you see it there, Uncle Tom and Cooning. Oh, I see you. Hello, Mr. Donald Duke. So I'm gonna try to focus in on this conversation on this topic. So if I seem like I'm not paying you attention or anything like that, it's not that. I want to make sure I stay on track and hit my points and really get out what I want to get out. Because for the past week or two, I've seen Uncle Tom and Cooning come up in so many conversations that I've either been engaged with or just been observing from a distance. And it's mind blowing that when you're trying to help someone out, when you're trying to point out things that they could be doing better, the first thing, the very first thing that comes out the mouth, Uncle Tom, or you cooning. And for the longest, I didn't even know what that means. And then I think of a year or so, maybe 2 years ago, I actually looked up who was Uncle Tom or what was that supposed to be meaning. And I looked it up. And the people that are using it don't even know what it is. The people that are using it don't even know what it means or who that man really was. They're just using it because they heard someone else use it. So that right there, today I had a full conversation with myself. It's okay to talk to yourself. It's okay to talk to yourself. I had a full conversation with myself. And I realized their mental is messed up. The way they think and process information is all jacked up. I figured that out earlier today, that they're not processing information like a normal person would process. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this whole Uncle Tom nonsense. Let me switch. Here we go. So first and foremost, who was Uncle Tom? What was he? Well, one, he was a slave. And from what I read, he was a man. He was kind of he was rebellious because he was he was in slavery, and he stood up to his master, and he got his ear chopped off because he wouldn't tell on two other black women who had escaped. I don't see why that would be so bad, or how that would transfer to someone calling you an Uncle Tom because you're holding someone accountable. So I'm going ahead and jump into this. Uncle Tom was a man who refused to beat black women. Uncle Tom was a man who refused to tell on other slaves. Uncle Tom was a man who would not put, I mean, hold on. Uncle Tom was a man who would put cotton in other slaves' bags at night so they wouldn't get beat. Uncle Tom was a man who helped 100 slaves get free long before the Underground Railroad. Uncle Tom was a man that once free established the first laborers' school for the fugitive slaves. So he had a school. He owned about 200 acres in Canada. He was a self-made man, a strong man, self-made, not playing victim, not pointing the finger at other people, not saying, well, what about them over there? Or they did this to us a long time ago when blah, blah, that, blah, blah, this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm trying to wrap my mind, how do we have so many people playing victim? Why do we not have any more men? Why don't we have anyone taking responsibility or holding themselves accountable for their own doing? Yes, I'm not going to sit here and deny or act like there's no racism, but we're definitely better than what we were a long time ago. Again, I grew up in Alabama. I've seen and felt the sting of racism. I was in Alabama as a young child, and I seen other kids push racism on us. Like calling us an N-word every time we went to school, or, can't be by another white person. Like, we felt that. We had to go through that. So I know, yes, there are still some parts in this country. There was some racist people, because hate is being taught. So now back to the, when like I said, I had a conversation. I was involved in a conversation. And I'm telling someone, we need to look at ourselves before we start pointing the finger. And the first thing they type up was, well, what about? So then I realized I'm not talking to a man. I'm talking to a child, a grown child at that, because that's what kids do. Kids want to point the finger at what everyone else is doing. They don't want to take account. They want to take responsibility or hold themselves accountable for their own bad choices. That's what we're dealing with here right now. We're dealing with a lot of people in my community that don't want to take responsibility for anything that they're doing, but to call me and Uncle Tom because I'm trying to help them navigate through the nonsense and try to help them from running into that wall that they keep running into. Trying to help them break that curse that's been in their family for maybe over decades. But I'm the Uncle Tom. Well, by definition of Uncle Tom, if that's the case, then I will be that Uncle Tom. We don't have no one standing up for anything that they believe, unless it's evil. Unless it's evil. I don't get it. But as soon as you tell someone, hey, that ain't right, oh, you cooning now. You cooning. Cooning? I didn't even like cooning. Let's look at that real quick. This is off Google. Cooning is when a self-hating African American plays the fool for a white audience in exchange for the limited social acceptance for the latter or willing to give within their racial hierarchy. That's Google. The Urban Dictionary says cooning is a verb derived from the word coon. A coon is a person of an African descent whose sole purpose is to entertain white people. So by definition, I take self-inventory of myself. Cooning. At what point was I entertaining anyone at that? Because I don't like, I'm not entertaining any. I'm not here to entertain anyone. If anything, my show is about informing, inspiration, motivation, self improvement. You know, entertain. I don't tell no jokes on this show. I'm not up here shucking and jiving, and I'm not doing none of that. This is not for entertainment. This is real. This is real growth. I'm hoping that I'm like helping someone to change the way they see things and the way they think. I hope that's what's going on. So if I'm not if I'm not doing that, let me know. Let me know. But back to the cooning. That's the first thing that came out. I'm cooning. When I look at it and I see all the nonsense that I see on Facebook, they have the audacity to say that I'm cooning. Meanwhile, I see the videos that they upload, them holding up a phone, recording black females fighting in the street while there's kids and someone in the background cheering it on. That to me is cooning. When you're out in public acting a fool, that's cooning. Since we want to change the definition of things, let's go ahead and get right into it. That's cooning. When all you want to do is just play basketball, don't want to get an education. In those NBA arenas, majority of those people are white. That's cooning. That might be ridiculous, but that's cooning. Dancing, creating all these new dance moves. Who you doing it for? That's cooning. I don't understand how you can turn to someone that's trying to help you understand the mistakes that you're making and say they're coon or they're Uncle Tom. Like I said, it hit me. I get it now. Their mental is all jacked up. The logic is not there anymore. The common sense doesn't exist because a child doesn't use common sense that much. They don't have that. That's developed. Logic is developed. Accountability is developed. Responsibility is developed. And while they were becoming a young adult and becoming an adult, no one held them accountable for their actions. No one told them to stop acting a fool in the streets. Or maybe someone did. Or, here's the thing, the same grown people that gave them life were in the same streets acting a clown, cooning. See, we always want to point the finger at everyone else instead of looking at our own selves, self-inventory, and saying, what am I doing wrong? Is there anything that I can do better? No, that conversation can't happen. Kids don't have that conversation. A grown man with a child mind cannot have that conversation because that's a grown child. Now it makes sense to me. It's just clicking. So I was so upset by every time I try to help someone or I point out a certain thing, the response was, Uncle Tom, you cooning. Now I get it. Your mindset is that of a child. The logic you're using is that of a child. The excuses that you're using is that of a child. We can't even have a real conversation because you are a child just grown. Uncle Tom. Again, if that's the definition of who Uncle Tom was, a strong black man who survived slavery and escaped to Canada to end up getting 200 acres on his own money. He tried to pay his slave master $100, but the master upped it up 1,000, and he just went on his way. And 200 acres, started a school, was a preacher of a church, helped a lot of black people escape. That sounds like a strong man to me. A self-made man. Not sitting there waiting on the government for that tax money. Not sitting there waiting on the government for that unemployment. Not sitting there waiting on the government to make something happen for them. No, that man made it on his own. It's fine. We want to destroy history and erase it. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, fine. But you don't even know where you came from. And that's probably why you out here acting a fool in front of everyone. Cooning. We don't have anyone holding no one accountable. Parents not holding their kids accountable. So then they get older. Now they feel like they ain't gotta listen to nobody. I'm grown. You can't tell me what to do. You've been able to tell me what to do since I was 5. So now they get in the streets. The cops are after them. They ain't gonna listen to the cops. They ain't listen to their own mom and dad. Principal, teachers, they ain't listen to nobody. So then something bad happened to them. Oh. Like I said, it's been a handful of situations where I feel like cops were in the room. But there's been a multitude of situations where people felt like they don't have to listen to nobody. Where people felt like they were above the law. Where people felt like they was going to tell somebody else what they not going to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know those people at work. They go to work, tell their boss what they not going to do. I'm going to clock in when I want to clock in. I'm going to show up late. I'm going to do what I want to do. That mentality is here. That mentality is here. How can we change the minds? How can we change the way the community thinks? I'm not tired. I'm frustrated. Because I want to see young black men live to have their own family and, do good in life. I don't want to see them dead at 3 years old or at 15. They dying in the streets for nothing. Oh, what? Someone said my name? Oh, they gotta go. Oh, you gonna step on my shoes? I'm about to shoot this whole club up. You on my block? A block that you don't even own. You don't even own the house on that block. But it's your block. Taking pride in something that you don't even own. Willing to die over a street. Women fighting in the streets, making themselves look foolish in front of their kids. Over what? Because she dating your man, or your man cheated on you with her, or someone owed someone money, or someone was talking bad about whoever at the hair salon and blah, blah this. Blah. Now you got to fight them in the streets. Clothes falling off you. 20, 30 people watching. It's on camera. The little kids are watching. So now it's in their head. This is how we act in public. This is how we handle things as grown-ups. Cooning. Oh, we don't. No one's telling you this. No one's holding you accountable. So you're lost. Your Black Lives Matter people won't tell you, won't hold you accountable. Your preachers won't hold you accountable. Your mom and dad won't hold you accountable. No one, your friends won't say anything to you because they want to be cool. You want to be cool. Everybody want to be cool. Meanwhile, the whole community's falling apart. I'm sick of it. But I gotta be called the Uncle Tom. I gotta be called a coon because you ignorant. Because you don't want to be a man and step up and be like, you know what? It's me. I gotta change the way I think. No, you want to stand in the mirror and act like you got it all figured it out. You got it all figured out. Loss. The loss. It's sad. It's sad and it hurts because I know a lot of people that are just going down that dark path. Excuse me. And don't even know they're going down that dark path. So lost. They enjoying their life though. They lit. I remember when I was younger. If you acted a fool out in public, or your mom and dad was gone, and someone knew you, they mom and dads knew you or whatever, they came up to you. I'm gonna tell your mom and dad. This is how you act. I'm telling your mom and dad. I've had that happen. And I was, oh snaps, I'm about to get it. Now, you won't even dare think about confronting a child and telling them, hey, I know you was raised better. Because if you did, you'll end up fighting the parent because of that child was misbehaving. Make it make sense. How? I seen one time this lady was driving a school bus and she made the girl sit in the front seat or whatever because she was acting a clown on the bus, cooning. And she dropped her off at her regular bus stop, and the mom got upset and started fighting the bus driver because her daughter didn't know how to act. How? So now the daughter is seeing this. Oh, my mom got my back no matter what I do. That's how we handle business when we get older. So the cycle continues. The cycle continues. Who is gonna break the cycle? Who is gonna be tired and sick of living in the same filth? Who? When are you gonna say enough is enough? I'm done. I want better. Cause this ain't it. When? Meanwhile, there's a drug dealer living in the neighborhood. Y'all know he's responsible for like 3 deaths, but nobody want to snitch because the word snitch. But want to blame every outsider for the demise of the community. Lord help us. Help our minds. How does that make sense? Chicago, in the past 2 weeks, have had over maybe 500 shots. A 1-year and a 3-year-old child gone. Anyone gave up any type of information? No, they can't do that. That's snitching. That ain't cool. That ain't the street code. You can't do that. I feel bad for what I'm supposed to do. make it make sense. It's sad. It's sad times that we're living in. You know, the world or America is being divided, and we got people pushing the division, and no one's. Mm, mm, I don't know. I'm gonna check. Let me see. I've been going. Let me see what the comments are, and let me see if I had to answer any questions or any response. Yes, that is the real truth about Uncle Tom, and my people use it against one another to slander their character because they care. Basically, spit in my face because I care about your life. How? How? I'm trying to help you navigate through this nonsense. You gonna spit in my face? There's a thing when I went into the army. I told my platoon. I was in charge. I told my platoon. We used to have talks every night. I would get up there and start talking to them and all that. And I was like, "You in the dark, and your battle buddy's trying to give you the flashlight. Don't take that flashlight from them and bash their heads open. They trying to help you. That doesn't make any sense. You in the dark. They handing you the flashlight. Take it and find your way out of that mess." But no, this is that same analogy fits right here. I'm trying to hand them the flashlight. They take the flashlight, beat me in the head, call me Uncle Tom, or you cooning for the white man. Ugh. All I'm trying to do is provide some wisdom and hope they don't have to walk that same path that I went down, or walk that same path that they seen other people come to an end. But I guess it's cool and the thing to do to go down that same street. Everyone know the signs. The sign is pointing. That's death. That's not going to end well. 2 years left. The signs are screaming at you, but you can't see it or hear it because you too cool. The mind's not working. There's no logic, no common sense, nothing, no accountability, no responsibility. And then here's the big whammy. Let's play victim. let's let's play victim. I'm my own man. I saw my dad and my mom grind for everything that they have and that we had. Not one time did I ever see them ask or beg anyone for anything. So when I saw that, that became me. For a long time, I did not ask for help for nothing. Even when I was like, I ain't have no gas. Mom and dad, like they would just know. And he was like, "Yeah, here you go, some money, but you gonna pay us back." There was no freebies, that's how it should be. I'm thankful for how I was raised. Definition of a man. Of course, I've made some bad decisions, some bad choices, and you know, kind of put me off the path and put me off the side of the road and all that. But I'm trying to get back and walk, stay in that lane. It's not easy, but my mind is focused. I will never play victim. I would never expect the government to hand me anything. I would never point the finger at another organization or another group of people, or point back to my past or way back in my past to try to justify my behavior now. It's disgusting. That's weak. Again, that's a child. That is a child's mentality. I want to see my community become united, become strong. Stop worrying about what's going on in the outside. Build up what you can build up. Do what you can. We so worried about what's going on and everybody else, what they doing. And you have no control over what they doing. So fix what you can fix. Save the babies from dying from reckless violence for no reason. Get the drug dealers out of the neighborhood. Stop the petty crime. Oh, he cooning again. The truth hurts, Conviction. I remember hearing that word a lot in church. When the preacher would preach, he'd be like, I hope these words, something in your spirit convicts you if you're wrong, that you'll change your ways, do better. People don't want to hear that they're in the wrong. They get upset. Oh, don't tell me I'm wrong. You wrong. Oh, you gonna put down the black community? I'm not. Let's make this very clear. I'm not putting down the black community. I'm trying to empower the black community. I'm trying to help and change the way we think and see things. But when you're stepping on toes, that doesn't work. Kids expect to be coddled, protected, and it's all right. It's all right. You'll get it next time. When I was younger, we wasn't coddled. It's you better do better next time. Oh man, what a time we live in. It's so sad when you pop on Facebook or you see the nonsense that's going on and Black Lives Matter. And I've read their mission statement. I looked at the whole group, and their only focus is cops or the state and vigilantes killing black people. Fine, that's the route you're taking. Fine. I won't even mention black on black crime because apparently no one in the community wants to talk about it. Because as soon as you bring that up, it's what about? So we playing the defer game. Okay. I'm not white. I can't talk about what they do. I want to talk about the 1-year-old life that was lost over a dice game. I want to talk about the 10-year-old boy that was shot because of someone stepped on someone's shoes at a club and they did a drive-by. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fight in the middle of the street that stopped traffic, and it was over a dude who was cheating on that girl with that girl, but he got kids over here with this girl, and the kids don't even know who he is. I want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that, though. No, we don't. We don't want to address the real issue. We don't want to address anything that might have to make us take accountability, self-inventory, responsibility for anything. That's all right. I guess I'll be that Uncle Tom, self-made, strong black man. I can't be the coon because I'm not making no one laugh. I don't tell no jokes. I'm not shucking and jiving for no one. So that can't be me. If you know better, you should do better. If you don't know better and someone's trying to show you a better way, listen. Take wise counseling. Oh, I sounded like my dad. Oh, snap. I literally saw his face. The words came out while I was speaking. Take wise counseling. It'll save you a lot of heartache and troubles later on in life. Oh, that's my dad. That's that's my dad. Y'all can thank him for being the way he was with me. If you haven't, and this is just a little plug, if you haven't seen the episode of Happy Father's Day, go and watch that episode 11, Happy Father's Day. I talk about my dad, and it was the first time I talk about him. Well, I had a conversation with my wife about him, but there's a little piece of, introduction into my childhood with my dad. But back on topic. I just want my people to do better. I want my people to stop bashing each other for trying to help. Stop living in filth. Want better. Do better. Oh, let me check the comments. I see y'all commenting and talking. How y'all doing? Roll Tide. What else? I think that's it. I think I crushed everything I wanted to hit on. It's been bothering me deep. It was just with everything that's going on, with all the videos that I've ingested and seen, it's just disgusting to see no one hold themselves accountable for how they're acting. But as soon as I say or someone else says they hate black people or their Uncle Tom or Cooning, it has to stop. Of course, it's not going to stop because you can't make people stop saying those words. Like I said, this show is here to inspire, motivate, hopefully help you see things in a different light. Self-improvement, all those things. I hope that with this show, that's what I'm trying to embody in this show. So if you're looking for the jokes, if you're looking for someone to be cooning, that's not this one. Strong man. And I'm black. That's all I got. So I'm done with the disrespect. Done with it. So boom. That's my 2 cents on that whole topic. And I'm letting you folks know that it's the mind is messed up. That's what it is. It started from a young age and it's just corrupted. And until they look in the mirror and say, I want better, doesn't matter. Until they take responsibility for their own actions instead of playing victim and saying they back then and what they doing over there, it's not going to be much of a change. I love the history. Like, I don't like the things that took place in history, but, the history is there. And I know, living in Alabama, and I've been to the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum, and I've walked through that, and I felt everything in that museum. I cannot allow myself to act like a clown in public. I cannot allow myself to just be all whatever. I know what my ancestors and people that fought for my rights, I can't do it. So let's go on ahead and jump into these contacts. So as you see, if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate everyone that comes and watch on YouTube. It seems like there's a lot of people watching on YouTube. Um, but if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, share the episode, give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, smash that like button. If you like to donate to the show, paypal.me/SeeThroughIt. If not, that's fine. Follow me on Twitter, SeeThroughIt1, Facebook. Get that Facebook page going, facebook.com/STIPODCAST. Hit that thumbs up and join the conversation there. I put a lot of stuff from my Instagram to Facebook. Follow me on Instagram, Brian Sales. Email me at SeeThroughItPodcast@gmail.com. As you see there, I'm on audio. So this audio will be uploaded tomorrow. I should have it out before 2 o'clock Eastern Time PM. So you can listen to me on Anchor.fm, Breaker, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Now, if you're listening on Apple, huge favor, leave me a review. Hit those stars. If it's 3, 4, 5, whatever. Good feedback, bad feedback. Feedback is feedback. Give it to me. Thank you for all the support, Mr. White and Miss Kasi. I am forever grateful for you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before we get out of here, I want to send my condolences to Tommy Browning family. He passed earlier this week, or what's today? Monday. So last week, and met him. Well, not met him, but I had a chance to talk to him many times on the Bama Bo show, and he's a great guy. We had a conversation one night for like 4 hours on the phone, and it saddened me that I didn't get to talk to him again. I know I sent him some messages, but I guess that's when he was going downhill or whatever. But definitely prayers for the family, and we'll miss you. Tommy was a good guy, and it seems like he will be missed by a lot of people in the state of Alabama. So I hope everyone in Alabama is grabbing hold to each other and loving on each other in this moment, and continue that love throughout the days and weeks and months as we go through these times. So again, pray for that family, and remember that family in your prayers. So thank you for tuning in to the show. Please share this episode, or share any episode. You just get the word out there that there's someone that's trying to help people think differently, see things in a different light, and just trying to grow. We're all trying to grow. Continue to try to grow. So I'll be back later this week. We got a guest coming on this upcoming Friday, talking about self-care. I will be dropping some info on that. So we got a busy week. So stay tuned. I'll take a little break. I'm fired up. All right, folks. You guys have a good night. Remember, don't be blinded by the media. Hashtag See Through It. Peace.